Mark Staples, and I'm your host for Charter Communications Local Edition, a program featuring governmental and legislative leaders from across Montana on issues facing Montana. I'm broadcasting you live, obviously, from the 2015 Montana Legislature. You can hear the background noise. The Senate Majority Leader this term is a three-term senator from Glendive, but your district is much bigger than that. Senator Matt Rosendale, the Senate Majority Leader. Matt, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Appreciate it.
Congratulations to being elected Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you very much.
You guys just announced the 4-point agenda for the Republican Party. You want to just give me the 4 points real quick, and then we might dovetail into each of those?
Basically, we're looking at issues that are going to help grow the economy for the citizens of Montana. So we're looking at reduction of taxes and tax relief. We're looking at opportunities for education. We're looking at protection of personal freedoms, and then to pursue protection of property rights for the citizens as well.
Let's break that down into subcategories. The governor has introduced, he proposes, and then the legislature disposes of the budget. The one thing that you're actually constitutionally mandated to do is get through with a balanced budget. What's your first take on the governor's budget?
I tell you, that's what I spoke on the Senate floor the other day. We have one obligation, the constitutional obligation to produce a balanced budget, but we have many, many opportunities. And all budgets are about priorities. And the governor has his list of priorities, and we will go through and we will try to work with him to see if we can bring our priorities forward and somewhere find some common ground on many of those issues.
How about infrastructure? Big subject, big word, basically means keep things in repair and build up the things that keep our economy humming. Bridges, eastern Montana's had a boom, may not be lasting now that the oil has dropped, but has put a lot of money in the state budget, and they believe, among other places, that they need repairs to keep up with the traffic and the population growth. A bill passed last time, both houses, to finance it. There was a disagreement on how to finance. The legislature said use cash. The governor said bond because the interest rate's so low. This time, it's a blend. The governor's proposing a blend of borrowed money at low interest rates and cash. Where are you on that?
Well, what we're going to do, we firmly embrace the investments in infrastructure. I've been an advocate for investments in infrastructure for many years now in my local community, even before I came here to the legislature. And what we have to do is make sure that we define the deficiencies in infrastructure, roads, water, sewer issues across the state, because because there are deficiencies in eastern Montana, and there's a tremendous amount of opportunity for us to take advantage of there and expand job opportunities and expand tax base. There's also smaller communities and larger communities throughout the state that have deficiencies in infrastructure that need repairs. And those investments will eventually help the entire state's economy grow. So I'm working on another piece of legislation right now to define deficiencies, to define the community's ability to contribute, and then to define the state's obligation so that we can really partner up and define those things community by community without just one individual making a decision about where the investments should be made.
You talked about tax relief in your opening statement here. What kind, directed where, and how is it financed?
Right now, we're trying to make the determination of whether it's going to be most effective for the citizens of Montana if we have that tax relief provided in the form of an income tax relief, or whether it would be more effective as a property tax relief.
You say
the leadership
we.
and the committee members. Yep.
Okay.
Excuse me. And we're trying to determine what is going to be the most effective relief for the citizens of Montana, whether it's on the income tax side or property tax side, and how's it going to reach the more larger portion of the population and in turn help more folks. It is just an absolute critical part of the Republican plan to provide that assistance and that additional revenue to these households. Right now, we're sitting on an ending fund balance of about $350 million. And while it is very prudent and wise to keep some revenue available in case we have a downturn in the economy, which we are experiencing, the lower oil prices.
Right.
It's also fair to give that relief back to the citizens of Montana who have provided that great big nest egg. It does not warrant to sit on that much revenue.
You're now a leader. You're in every leadership. You'll be in negotiation. When everything is on the table in the last days, you'll be there negotiating. But you're still a senator from your district.
Absolutely.
So you got to blend what's best for the state with what's best for what's best for your district. 90 days, 87 days from
87,
now,
yeah.
You're driving back to Glendive. This is over, theoretically, if you're not into a special session, which, God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
What would you have hoped when you're driving away? It's over. What if you're writing the script? What will you have accomplished? What do you hope?
I really hope that we can work with the governor to have a plan that does invest in infrastructure in such a fashion that it injects that revenue to where the private sector is going to be able to utilize it and expand jobs and grow the economy. I would like to see a balanced budget, which we will constitutionally be obligated to do as well. And I think that we need to also work on a component that is going to provide some revenue back into the municipalities, because they've been so revenue starved and had some very tight restrictions on them of where they can acquire that. And the citizens of Montana, Mark, they truly want us to also focus some attention on a sustainable health care delivery system that is not just accessible, but they can also afford it. So if we can try to tackle those issues, it's a lot, then that's where our goals are.
Well, if it certainly on your part won't be for lack of energy, Matt. You bring a lot to the process. I've known you since the first day you were running. I interviewed you over in eastern Montana, and you're the same spark plug you always were.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
We appreciate your efforts. I wish you luck in the session. I hope you get to your goals. And we thank you for taking the time out of your very busy day to come and visit with us. And we thank you for tuning in. And please support your legislators. They do it for little pay and a lot of work. Thanks very much for tuning in.